not the circumstances by any means that I would want this to happen. You know, this in the coaching world, this isn't the time where changes occur, and with like I said, just not the circumstances I want the job. But I'm thankful for the opportunity. You know, usually these happen in December, January, stuff like that. But I didn't think twice when Jeff presented me with the opportunity. And along those lines, I'm thankful to Coach Kramer for bringing me here 2 years ago and introducing me to the Idaho State community and the Pocatello community. So grateful for him. Along those lines as well, I would like to take some of the things that Coach Kramer did here, build upon it moving forward. I thought he did a great job academically, socially with the kids, and I think Mike Lacey just walked in, our academic advisor, and I think his graduation rate was 95%, something along those lines. Want to continue that, be great students, and once again be responsible socially and academically. So with that, go ahead.
Can you give us some of the timeline of last week of all the things that happened?
What, do you want to go back to Northern Iowa? No.
I couldn't give it all to him. I'd forgotten already.
Yeah, it was. Jeff made a phone call Tuesday and just said, "Hey, I'd like to talk to you." And Wednesday, we just went a little bit in depth as to what may or may not happen. He told me to think about it, and so it was last week, Tuesday, Wednesday. I had already been in Cedar Falls since the previous Thursday, 4 or 5 days.
Did it make you feel uncomfortable talking about head coaching job that was not quite open yet?
It really wasn't along those lines. It was more of a if something were to happen. There was no definites ever given to me until it was done.
Have you officially signed the contract yet?
Jeff and I are working on the contract at this moment.
Is it possibly multi-year? Is it we haven't gotten a specific interim? What?
As far as what we've discussed, I'm the head coach, and we have, like I said, we're working out the contract details.
Why did you decide to leave in the first place?
To leave to go to Northern Iowa, just the opportunity, the pay scale a little bit higher. Northern Iowa is consistently a top 10 FCS 1AA team, and in this profession, and Coach Kramer, any head coach would say, if you have the opportunity to move up, you take that opportunity. If you have the opportunity to expand your growth as a coach, you take that opportunity. It wasn't the right timing for here, but when I got there, I had 2 days, and I got there Thursday. We practiced on Saturday, so it happens in this profession at times.
Are you guys adding any other coaches to the staff?
Right now, the staff is status quo until we can take an evaluation of the whole program post-spring practice.
From now until spring starts, what's your goal over the next 3 days? What has to be done?
For the next 3 days, we will have a long, extended staff meeting tomorrow morning, getting our first 3 practices planned. This morning we went over our master calendar for the year. There's a lot of little details. There's a lot of things in place already because there's not a whole lot of staff turnover. Just a matter of the defense has been meeting. They got their installation schedule. Offensively, we started our installation schedule, and we'll have our practice plans all sorted out tomorrow, and then discuss how we're going to run practice. And the best thing about getting the job at this time is you're so busy with the practice, you don't have time to stop and think. That's where our primary focus is at this time. So we'll be doing that, getting the players adjusted to how we're going to practice, what we're going to do, and getting everybody from our equipment manager to our strength coach to everybody on the same page.
When was the last time you talked to Mike Kramer, and what did you talk about?
The last time I talked to Coach Kramer was the night I took the job at Northern Iowa. I was grinding on it immensely. I was going to text him, Coach, I need to come talk to you. I was pacing through the house, what to do. I finally got in my car, which forced me to send a message. That way I had to go talk to him and went over and say, Coach, Northern Iowa is giving me this opportunity, and he gave me a hug and said, I love you, man, you got to go do it.
What was your reaction when you were offered the ISU job?
I was kind of excited. Well, I was excited. The best part was I called my wife. I made a couple phone calls, but I called my wife, and she was here getting the house ready to sell, to move to Cedar Falls. Her reaction was the best. She goes, well, it's your call. So I made a couple other phone calls. I called Bobby Houck, who I respect tremendously and lucky to have worked for many years. Take it. Called Craig Paulson, who's the defense coordinator at Southern Illinois, who is arguably one of my best friends in the business. He said, take it, and so went from there.
Do you plan on talking to Kramer in the future just to give a better idea about the program?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Kramer always said it takes 1,000 days to build a Big Sky program. So what we were talking about a little bit earlier, you haven't had time to think about that. So
exactly.
when you get a chance to stop and think, what do you want your 1,000 days to be?
Well, we have. This is interesting. I had the opportunity 10, 12 years ago, I don't know, to tour the Hendrick Motorsports facility in Charlotte, North Carolina. And that was back when Jimmy Johnson's team, who I'm going NASCAR on you guys now, sorry. Jimmy Johnson's team was just in its infancy. They won 7 championships. And they had a saying that they're, how they deemed their team. Where are we on this scale? From upstart to a contender, from a contender to a winner, from a winner to a champion, from a champion to a dynasty. So where are we? Are we upstart? Probably right now, okay? In 1,000 days, I don't know how many years is that? I don't know. What is 1,000 days?
About 3 years.
3, yeah. We better be a contender, bordering on winner. And that's what we want to do. That's anybody, and want to give the kids the opportunity to do that. But that's something that is. I had it on my wall at Montana in the offices and at UNLV, and I actually put it on my board here. And I think it's something that you think about where we are along that scale, and the Hendrick Motorsports program is pretty successful. So
yeah, some people forget about a part of the job is shaking hands with alums and stuff. Have you done that yet and secured the contract?
Hey, I got back here Friday, and I was in the office all weekend getting things organized, and I will do plenty of that, and I'm looking forward to it, but I just haven't had the opportunity yet.
Coach Kramer was one of the most successful coaches in the Big Sky, but that didn't come over here. Why do you think it was so hard for him to win here?
That's a tough question. It's change of culture from when he got here, from the previous staff. I don't know. Yeah, he was one of the successful. I've been fortunate enough to work for 2 of arguably the best coaches in the history of the conference, Coach Kramer and Bobby Houck. So, I don't know. I can't speculate on that. I can just move forward with it, with my relationships with the guys and with the staff and how we're going to do things.
What do you think you'll do to win?
Well, not that we didn't have fun, have some fun, I don't know, it's just a different perspective, when you have a change like this, it's a different set of eyes on things, and maybe just a different perspective on how things are run, not that anything we did that was wrong with Coach was wrong, but just a change, just do things a little bit different. That's hard to say.
Have you received any feedback as far as from players or other coaches as far as maybe changes that could be made?
No, part of the advantage of coming into this situation is I'm not a new face. I'm not someone they brought in, so I know everybody. I know all the coaches. The feedback, no, what do we need to change, what do we need to do? Not really. I kind of have some ideas what I want to do, but like I said, the more I'm thinking about it, it's looking at it from a different set of eyes, this program.
Have you guys lost any recruits?
No, I called everyone. I drove from Cedar Falls to Laramie Thursday. That was a fun drive. And I called every recruit and talked to them. And I guess there was some concern. Someone was calling Lower Campus, worried about their scholarships, but I called everyone and had a good visit with them.
Are there any players that left the program last season? Have they shown any interest in coming back at all?
No, I'm not. No, I don't think there's anybody that has voluntarily left. And no, I haven't heard from anybody.
Okay.
Did you sign a contract with Northern Iowa? If you did, how'd you get out of it? Or?
Yeah, this was interesting. I had signed. I had my background check done. I had my offer letter signed, and then the next step was to clear the background check and give me my contract. So no, I did never sign a contract there. It was going to be. Was today Monday? Today was the day that was all going to go through.
What was your Can you detail what your contract was there?
It's just I prefer not to talk specifics like that, but it's just a standard assistant coach contract like everybody else. That's.
Do you know what specialty you would have been, like a specialty in your position? Or
wide receiver at Northern Iowa.
Yeah,
that was wide receivers. I was strictly going for I was the wide receiver coach.
And you mentioned that you called the recruits meeting. What was kind of your message to them? There was kind of a lot of change that kind of went down.
Yeah, just that. Hey, we're honoring your scholarship. Everyone in here met me during recruiting, so it's not a new face that they have to get to know. If I met their parents on the visit, I talked to their parents and just had a good talk.
How do you make this a smooth transition now for your current players that are here with spring practice 3 days away?
I think what I need to do, like I've been coaching receivers here for 2 years. They know the routine. They know how I am. It'll just expand to the whole team. I think it's fairly smooth from the standpoint that everybody here knows me. The coaches don't have to get to know me. I know what they can do. I know who they are. So I think it's gone really smooth even up to this point.
Over the past 6 years, the new practice field went in, the turf. Had you mulled any capital improvements you might want to see? Had you ever thought about any?
There's a lot of there's a lot of branding. I would love to see get the IS out there, however we can, within the limits that I'm given. But that's one thing I think we need to get the IS out. Everybody knows what that is.
Back in the early 2000s, you're a recruiting coordinator at Wyoming. What connections do you have with other Division I coaches?
We're a network. You can call. I had people calling me that I hadn't talked to in years. Now everybody knows everybody in this business. And when we were at Wyoming, our recruiting emphasis was a different area. We were down into Texas and we were out in Nebraska and all that, where out here the recruiting is more centered in different areas, down in Utah, up in Washington, like that. So what I can bring from my experience as a recruiting coordinator, just how I want to run weekends and just like an overall plan.
Do you know of any specific schools, particularly in Division I, that you have any connections with?
A bunch. Too numerous to name. Yeah, I could go as far as the Naval Academy. Okay, Kenny Niumatololo. I worked with him at UNLV. Nick McCall at Northwestern. And that's just going that way. If I go back more towards the West Coast, it's a bunch of people that come and go through your life.
Do you feel you're ready to be a head coach?
Yes, I do, absolutely. I think this is the time. Time is right.
Why do you say that?
Just I've been in this 26, 27 years, and just ready to run it. It feels right, running the offense here, talking to the guys, getting them ready to go. It's a great challenge.
Come game 1 in September, what do you want to have accomplished over the next 4 or 5 months?
Well, we got to get our base offense, defense in, obviously. Want to continue, like I said, with Coach Kramer's foundation that he set and improve. obviously, when you're a football player, it's a year-round deal, and based on time of year, you're kind of doing the same thing no matter what. April, spring ball, May is finishing academics, that's your time off, and then June and July, you get back to working out again, and then you start up camp in August. So it's pretty much you're on a conveyor belt, for your 4 or 5 years. So there's really nothing major that really needs to be changed. Just get the kids ready to go.
Have you thought about what your summer program is going to be at? Because I know last year Coach Kramer said 2 guys hadn't even been lifting and stuff like that, just because they have.
Yeah, we have some. We have some plans for our summer. Now, first of all, we will have a summer program. The NCAA allows you 8 weeks, and so our strength coach has made we have a calendar, and there are some provisions in place to get the kids here, keep them here, and get them working out.
Is there pressure on you to win here at Idaho State, knowing they haven't won in over 10 years?
We put it on ourselves. Yes, if you don't put the pressure on yourself, then you're not doing your job. So absolutely. That's why we do this. We don't do this to go out and lose.
What are the areas in which you can kind of launch off from in regards to what ISU already offers, as far as their brand?
Well, I think we have a beautiful community. We have, like I said, our graduation rate is off the charts. I think we're going to have some fun offensively, some fun defensively, and offer kids an opportunity to play Division I football against some of the best teams in the country, the Eastern Washingtons, the North Dakotas, the Montanas of the world.
Thursday is your first official practice as a head coach. How excited are you, I guess?
Yeah, fired up, but I get to go out and be offensive coordinator too, so I kind of get, the only thing I have to do is talk to the guys after practice. I'm going to let the defensive guys run their thing, and I'm going to run the offense stuff. The thing about this, what hit me was, last Wednesday was my last practice at Northern Iowa, and the possibility of this was there. And I was walking around at practice watching Coach Farley, who's the head coach there, and I started worrying about field goal, punt, and I was like, all these things, I was like, I can't just sit there and call plays. So it'll be fun with all that. But I'm going to have David Phenicie run the special teams, and he's going to do an awesome job, and that'll take some of the burden off of us.
So you're really just going to handle the offense and kind of stay away from the defense a little bit? Yeah,
and watch film with them if I see something that I want. Yeah, that's where it's handled in the meeting room, and then go from there. But but I also have to cheer the defense. I better, where's Mario? I'm gonna come over and headbutt you with your helmet on, all right?
Kind of what you're talking about, field goal, punt, clock. How do you think your style is going to play out? What can you tell us about that?
Well, our style, fast physical sound is something that that the kids are gonna hear all the time, whether it's special teams, which we want our special teams to be special, okay? And as I said, David Phenicie is going to do a great job of that. He's high energy. He'll get the job done there. I'd like to see our defense be a swarming, nasty type deal, and then offense hard to defend with the stuff we do. We have veteran quarterback, veteran receivers, a good group, and we want to get it to the point where Holt Arena becomes a hornet's nest to play in. And through my career, I've been in here for a few games, and there's 3 of them that stand out in this place. For years, my wife and I would drive through here, either going back up to Missoula, so I'm like, Pocatello, I hate that place. But in '98 with Cal State Northridge, all we had to do was win here to win the Big Sky Conference Championship, and Idaho State kicked a field goal, no time on the clock, beat us, knocked us out of the playoffs and out of the Big Sky Championship. And I remember just this place was loud, and it was hot, and even though it was during November, 2003, we play here in Montana, and Idaho State beat us in overtime. I think it was Salt Lake Key, caught a post route. I think that's who it was. I know Akil Lacey's an officer in town. I always think it's him for some reason. I always remind him. He goes, no, I was a freshman. I think it was Salt Lake Key, and Mark Hetherington hit us for a touchdown. Same thing there. You know, it was a nasty environment, loud, miserable. It just makes you angry. And then in 2009, we came here and kicked a field goal. We were number 1 in the nation, and kicked a field goal with no time on the clock. We were right at the end to win 12-9. And it was the same thing then. It was just, I was just sitting up there thinking, and I know the mindset of people that come in here, and if you can make it just a little bit more miserable with the fans, and I say miserable for the opponent, with some noise, because it's loud, and it's hot, and we're at a little bit of altitude, which people don't realize. There's a lot of factors coming in here. If you can get some energy going within the community and within the stadium, it's a bear to play in here.
When did Northern Iowa first reach out to you?
I have a very good friend who's their defensive coordinator, and he called a couple weeks ago and said, hey, this might happen. And I kind of hemmed and hawed on it for quite a while. Then they really upped the deal up 2 weeks ago. It was the Monday before I left. So that happened real fast. But I had some history there because I had interviewed back in after I was out of a job at UNLV. So at least I knew those people. And like I said, my buddy of mine's the defensive coordinator. So he said, this may happen. He went to the head coach, said, could you give Rob this? And that's how we moved.
And when you say up the deal, what do you kind of mean?
Just they had a pay. It was just a pay scale thing. That's
so they gave you, they offer more money.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when did you say you first started there?
Let's see, a week ago Thursday. Right, a week ago Thursday. Yeah, a week ago Thursday, and then I left Thursday morning from Cedar Falls.
So when they first reached out to you, was the intention to bring you on staff, or was it kind of just a feel out, like what do you kind of do?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you leaving an offensive coordinator position here at ISU have anything to do with Kramer being the coach at the time?
Not at all. Absolutely not. It was just an opportunity to go coach in the Missouri Valley against the North Dakota states of the world and South Dakota states of the world, which is just a part of the country I'd never been in coaching.
What was your relationship with Coach Kramer?
Very good. Very good. Like I said, he hugged me and said, I love you, man. That's so. Nothing wrong there at all. Like I said, this is a circumstance I don't want. I wouldn't want anybody to have to take this job. It's tough, but it's what you got to do. Clear.
We'll excuse Jeff and Coach Phenicie, and we'll allow Tanner and Mario.
Haven't got a haircut in a while. I look up a barber in town, I guess.
Questions?
Thoughts on Coach taking over?
Hearing Coach Kramer leaving was difficult as far as he was the guy that offered me a scholarship, and a lot of guys here the opportunity to play Division I football. So very appreciative of what he did for us and put us in a situation like this. At the same time, hearing that Coach Phenicie is going to be our new head coach, there's definitely excitement. We're excited with the vision he's got for us and what he expects out of us in the future.
What kind of was last Thursday like for you guys, and how did you find out?
I found out over a text message with the linebackers. It was over spring break, and then it was just kind of like a shock because nobody kind of knew that was going to come. And then just came back and just went back to business.
How important is it to have someone that knows the program step in as the head coach because it is so late?
It's a little easier because me personally, I'm on defense, and I know Coach Finn, but I'm not coached by him, and he coaches receivers. But personally, I know him, and I see him around, and we still talk. knowing him as a head coach, it's a little easier and not having to get to know someone totally different.
From what you've heard and everything, how would you describe him as a coach?
He expects a lot out of us, and that's what you want. He has high expectations. He expects us to work hard, give it everything we got, and that's what we like. He's high intensity. He's excited. He gets excited out there, and he's going to get us going for sure. And we're really excited about that.
What do you think the biggest differences between him and Coach Kramer are?
It's a hard question. They're both like uppity. Coach Kramer, I've been with him more often, so I know how he is personally. He brought me here on a scholarship, like Tanner said. I was a running back when I first got here, and he moved me to linebacker, where all of my successes come from. So personally, I know him very well, and like on a personal note. And he wanted the best for you always, no matter what the circumstances were. When we're on the field, it was go time. When we're off the field, he'll talk to you personally. But overall, he was a great guy. Coach Fenn, I don't know him personally like how Tanner would. He can probably explain that a little bit more. But seeing it and playing defense and going against Coach Fenn every day in practice and stuff, he's up-tempo kind of guy. He wants you to compete, nothing more. He wants the defense to smack heads with the offensive guys, and he wanted his receivers to work. So as linebackers, he always came up to me. He's like, hey, if you need him, hit him. Like, I want you to. I want them to do laps around the field and stuff like that. So his mentality is mostly like an athlete's would be, is to want to win, to want to compete 24/7 at a time.
How are you guys keeping everything level with spring when this went down spring practice within a week? Now you have it this week. How are you trying to keep everything level?
I would say, like Coach Fenn's been here. We know him. We're familiar. So as far as too much of a change, it's really not anything crazy, not throwing playbooks out the window and starting from scratch. So offensively speaking, it's been very level. Same stuff, maybe a few different ideas, but we already have a good idea of what he brings and what he wants out of us.
Coach Kramer wouldn't really allow you to run much last year. Is Coach Fenn going to allow you to run a little more this year?
Haven't talked to him too much about that yet, but we'll see as we get going.
What can this team be? And you don't have to throw out the playbooks like you said. So what was your hopes and aspirations for the fall?
For like overall before everything happened? I mean, obviously it was to do better than each year as we progressed. And I think the bonding sessions, like getting closer as a team and competing more, making sure guys, the winter conditioning was a big time for us. And then knowing that we were going to get summer together as well. Last year we had a lot of guys over summer, so it was good. But I think it was more of the competing aspect and having more leaders on the team. So the younger guys, because we have a very young team, so they can follow in better footsteps and they don't have to do it on their own.
Tanner, what are you going to miss most about Coach Kramer since he was the one that brought you here? And
right. He's a very caring guy. Knowing that when I went out there, Coach Kramer had my back on the sidelines. I remember freshman year I got beat up a little bit at Weber State, and I remember, I'll never forget when I was coming off, Coach Kramer was out there giving the refs a little grief, because he had my back, and I always knew that he was going to be there for me when things went tough. So definitely missed that from Coach Kramer. He was a great guy, very caring, so that's what I would probably miss the most about him.
Are you?
It was a big time. I've been here longer than Tanner, but he was coached by him as well. But when he sat in my house, like I knew this is the place I wanted to go. I went as a running back, and he told me I was probably going to move to linebacker, but he's the one that made me have the success at linebacker. He's the one that moved me there. He's the one that changed my number, and I give him all for that. And he's a very caring guy, great father, great coach, great guy overall, and a lot of people can have my back on that. And the thing that I'm going to miss is just him saying feet, or just like his voice in practice. Like you can't make those like jokes anymore, like with him, and it's gonna be that's the thing I'm gonna miss the most, and just having his presence around, because it was good to have, and anyone can witness this, just having a friend or a teammate like for 4 years. I've been here for 4 years, so you get used to that like kind of culture and having him around 24/7. When you see him, like he always has a smile on his face, or giving him knuckles. Everyone knows about that. He never shook your hand. He always gave you nugs. So, but I'm gonna miss him big time.
Have you guys talked or reached out to him since Thursday?
No, not yet. I was gonna wait a little bit, just so, because he's had a lot of stuff going on. But I was gonna wait and probably shoot him a text and see how things are going. And I'm sure he'll see this, and so he'll know how we're feeling about him. Definitely.
Tanner, what are the goals for this season for this team?
Goals, just constant improvement. We've had a great off season. We've been working our tails off, and I think the last few months have been very, very big for this program. You can kind of feel some things changing before this happened, even just kind of with our mindset and the standards that we've been trying to set here as far as how we're going to work and the things that we want to get done. So moving forward, we just want to keep building off of that. We just want to keep getting better, keep setting that standard of expectations. We work hard every day. We do things every single day, and just trying to build off that and see where that takes us.
You mentioned getting better. 2 win seasons back to back. I mean, what's kind of your message to the fans or just that with the product they've seen?
Right. Yeah. 2 back-to-back, 2 win seasons back to back is tough, but we're older. I feel like we've been setting the standard here for the last year or so of just improving, constant hard work, and I think that's going to pay dividends come fall. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Will Coach Phenicie give us crazy quotes like Kramer did? Crazy analogies?
I can't speak too much on that. I'm not sure exactly how he's going to handle that. But
I feel like he always has something in his sleeve. So he'll probably hit you with one.